Hi, everyone. Welcome to English with Caitlin, an English listening podcast. Today's episode's title: Tsunami, Typhoon, Hurricane. Hello, everyone. Today, let's talk about natural disasters. What are natural disasters? A natural disaster is something very big and dangerous that happens in nature. These events can hurt people and really damage the area. Some examples of natural disasters are tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, wildfires. Different parts of the world have different natural disasters. In my hometown, we often have tornadoes. A tornado is strong, spinning air that comes down from a storm cloud. It looks like a big, fast wind funnel touching the ground. Tornadoes can move very fast and destroy everything in their path. They can destroy houses, cars, trees. Not long ago, there was a huge tornado in a city near my hometown. It completely destroyed the city. The buildings were gone, and people had to leave their homes. It was very sad. Now I live near the ocean. In this place, we don't have tornadoes, but we do have typhoons. But what is a typhoon? And what's the difference between a typhoon, a hurricane, and a tsunami? First, typhoons and hurricanes are actually the same. Typhoon, hurricane, same. They are both big storms with strong wind and heavy rain. The only difference is the location. Where? If the storm happens in Asia, like Japan, China, or the Philippines, we call it a typhoon. If it happens near North or South America, we call it a hurricane. So, same kind of storm, different name. In the United States, we say hurricane. What about a tsunami? A tsunami is not a storm. A tsunami is a giant ocean wave that is usually caused by an earthquake under the sea. It can travel very fast and flood the land when it reaches the coast. Today, I want to tell you a story of mine. I went to Japan and experienced a typhoon. Since it happened in Japan, it is called a typhoon, not a hurricane. So let me tell you my story. Typhoon in Japan. I went to Japan with my friends 2 years ago. After spending a short time in Kyoto, our next stop was Osaka, another big city in Japan. Kyoto is a big city in Japan. Osaka is a big city in Japan. We took the train from Kyoto to Osaka. It was very easy to get there using a one-way ticket. A one-way ticket is a ticket that takes you to a place, but not back again. It's one way, one trip. When we arrived in Osaka, we went to a popular downtown area. There were many shops, restaurants, and things to do. Our hotel was in this area, and we wanted to spend the rest of the day and night exploring nearby. Our hotel was very unique. Have you heard of capsule hotels? Capsule hotels are common in Japan. Instead of a normal hotel room, you sleep in a small space that looks like a capsule, like a small pod or tube. Inside, there's usually just a bed and maybe a small TV. You don't get your own private bathroom. Instead, you have to share the bathroom with other people staying at the hotel. Usually, the hotel is separated into a women's area and a men's area. After we checked into our hotel, we went out to explore downtown. We didn't have a real plan, we just wanted to walk around and see everything. That part of the trip was a lot of fun. We ate delicious food and took pictures. But now, let me tell you about something stressful that happened. Our last day in Osaka was supposed to be for sightseeing. Sightseeing, visiting interesting places like castles or famous buildings. We planned to visit Osaka Castle, one of the most famous landmarks in the city. Our flights back to Korea were booked for later that afternoon. We thought, perfect. We can explore a bit in the morning, then head to the airport. But the night before our last day, something changed. The weather suddenly got worse. Many businesses started to close early. The wind became really strong and it started to rain a lot. It didn't look good. My friends and I thought, oh, it's just a little rain. It will stop tomorrow. But it didn't stop. We soon heard the news a typhoon was coming. And this one was coming directly to Osaka. At first, we weren't too worried. The typhoon was expected to arrive in the evening, after our flights. So we thought we'd be okay. But can you control a typhoon? Can you control a natural disaster? No, no, no. After hearing the news, we made a new plan. We would wake up very early and try to get to the airport as soon as possible. Maybe we could change our flights to an earlier time. We even called the airport to ask about changing our flights. But the phone lines were busy. Nobody answered. Still, we stuck to our plan. The next morning, my friends and I met in the hotel lobby. Our bags were packed. We checked out and went to the train station. Everything was going fine until we tried to buy train tickets. The train to the airport was shut down. Shut down means it stopped running. It was closed. Because of the strong wind, it was too dangerous to run the trains. But our flights were not canceled. They were still scheduled to fly. Okay, if we can't take the train, what else can we do? There was another option, an airport bus that goes straight from the station to Osaka Airport. The train station to the airport. But the buses were also shut down. In fact, the entire bridge to the airport was closed. No cars, no buses, no trains. Nothing was allowed to cross. But still, our flights were not canceled. And to the airport, there's one road, the bridge. There's no other way. We were so confused. We kept checking our phones and refreshing the flight websites. Why were our flights still happening if no one could get to the airport? Finally, after waiting and checking many times, I saw on the website that my flight was officially canceled. However, one of my friends still had his flight. His was a little later than mine. It had not canceled yet. He wanted to wait and see if the bridge to the airport would reopen. Eventually, it did reopen. The bridge reopened before his flight time, so he wanted to quickly get to the airport and catch his flight. There was still time. He took a taxi to the airport, but it was expensive, about $200. Here's a picture of the airport when he did arrive. So many people were trying to find new flights. But guess what? Right when he arrived, right when he got to the airport, his flight got canceled too. Thankfully, he was able to get a flight for the next day, but still, he spent so much money trying to get there on time. As for me, after my flight was canceled, I booked a hotel near the station where I already was. Later, I got a new flight. Still, the whole situation was very stressful. And the typhoon? Well, when it finally arrived in Osaka, it wasn't as bad as people thought. It was mostly just rain and strong winds, but not strong rain, strong wind. But of course, typhoons can change at any moment. That's why it's better to be safe. Everyone, stay safe out there. I hope this episode was helpful. That is all for today. I will see you for the next episode. Bye bye.